Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 16, called Rocky Retreat. Before I get started with this review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it and I thank you in advance. So let's go ahead and get started with this review. I'm going to start off with Michael and Chloe. They're ending their last day at their honeymoon, and they go and they visit each other's apartments, and they do see their shared apartment that they're going to spend the rest of the experiment in, and they spend their first night there, and Chloe is waken. She's she gets coffee in the morning from Michael. She was sleeping and he brought her coffee. And apparently she had a rough night the night before, overwhelmed with the whole experience, and she loved that about him. They seem to have a nice momentum going, or they're very pleasant, let's say that. They have a pleasant exchange. I don't see Chloe as hyper as she used to be. She's more subdued. Um, she was just so giddy before. I guess that's how you feel before the wedding and meeting someone you've never seen before, all that excitement. And now she got what she got from the Cracker Jack box. and um, she, I don't know. I don't know how she really truly feels with them about him, but she's going with the flow anyway, for the most part. When they were at her apartment, Michael liked her jewelry that was on her dresser, pearl necklace. He wanted to put it on. He wanted her earrings. I don't think I would be comfortable. I know for sure I would not be comfortable with a man asking me for my accessories and, you know, just wanting them, adoring them so much that he wants it on him. And she obliged whatever he wanted, she did. Though that doesn't tell me her true feelings, which I believe are, what is going on with this man? Like I said, he is so great on the inside as far as being emotionally intelligent. I love that about him. But all this weirdness on the outside, it doesn't, no, no, that's not going to work. When they were at his place, Chloe saw that he had more skirts than she did. What? Yeah, this is not gonna work for me. I just couldn't do it. I don't care how great he is on the inside. I just couldn't do that. They had a visit from Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal can see that he's different too, that Michael is different. And she wants to know, how do you feel about a man like this, a man that we gave you, that you were matched with? And she said, this is not somebody I would normally gravitate to, in a bar or whatnot, but we're trying something different, and she is going to go through with the experiment to see where they end up. Though she wasn't overly touchy-feely with him. She was patting his back, but it was more of a friendly pat. Uh, I wonder how this will go. If she might have to if she had the choice to spend her life alone or be with quirky Michael, who is solid on the inside. I guess he's a good provider, a good job, but all that going on the outside, what would she choose? It's only been a couple of days, but he's not scared to show everybody who he truly is and what he truly likes, and he has a masculine side and a feminine side, and I just think the feminine side shines a little bit more than the masculine side. But he's a good guy. I'm curious to know her true feelings about what she thinks of him. Um, Pastor Cal called him a unique persona, and that he is. It is so different, but she's gonna roll with it. So that is basically all that really happened with them. So let's go on to the Rocky Retreat. Okay, the Rocky Retreat. First people to arrive was Emily and Brennan. Right off the bat, Brennan tells Emily that he wants separate rooms. So I say to Brennan, why don't you head over to the decision day couch? Since that's the steps you want to make, and go ahead and do that. Let that be the final step to this process because you're not giving us anything. Emily, of course, is fed up. She says the more she stays positive, the more she gets disappointed. Poor thing. And shortly after that, Orion does arrive in his Sanford and Son green pickup truck. He didn't come empty-handed. He brought a six-pack of beer, and I guess it's for the weekend. So everyone pace yourself. It's just not enough. Lauren was the last to arrive. Everyone came except the newest newlyweds, which is Michael and Chloe. They are to arrive some other time later in the future, and of course Cameron is dealing with his heart uh, procedure, and he's recouping from that, so he didn't make it. So Lauren is the last to show up for this immediate group, and she looks uncomfortable. She says she has not spoken to Orion since Michael and Chloe's wedding. And she has like a stick up her butt about that. But honestly, that wedding was just a couple of days ago. So I don't, she says, to work on the friendship, you got to put work into it. But let him breathe. He doesn't need to call you every moment. So she, I guess, expected a call. She thought things were cool. They seem to have left off on that they were cool with one another, but she came in with a little salty attitude, and apparently because he didn't call her since the wedding. Girl, please, it's just been a couple of days. um it's so weird. um Most of the people, of course, are spending their time in separate rooms because they're kind of separated. Lauren and Orion, and Claire's by herself. And of course, Brennan asked Emily for separate rooms. So we only have Becca and Austin, and they're in bed together. And for some strange reason, Brennan gets up, not Brennan, I'm sorry, Austin gets up out of the bed from Becca and he goes sleeps in another room, which is weird, which wasn't explained. Why did that happen? It just looked weird. He gathers his clothes or some blankets and he goes on to another room. So everybody comes to the couples retreat and they're all basically sleeping alone. Such a weird. It's so weird. It's like this season is an epic failure if this is going on. Um Becca didn't feel good about what Austin did leaving her there behind. She said she felt defeated and rejected, which was sad. They did have a spa day together, the two of them, and they had the weirdest spa treatments. They were being beaten by some leaves or something. I don't know what it was. You lay on a table and you get beat by this. That's different. I don't know what that's called. I don't know if I would enjoy that. But Becca said the whole spa experience was relaxing. And interesting about Becca, she wore this two-piece bikini. I know she just recently had abdomen surgery, but it just looked, she looked like she should have probably had on a one-piece um, bathing suit there. The next thing that happened is Emily and Brennan, they go ATV riding in the snow, and that's where Emily gets what it looks like she gets into a serious accident because there's a lot of blood coming from her head region. And she's even asking, am I okay? Am I going to be okay? There's a lot of blood. It looked terrible, just awful to see that little, little something on an ATV leaning back with this blood coming out of her head. Now, Brennan, he applied pressure to her head and held it there and held her hand at the same time until the medics came. And it was really sweet. They zoomed in on him holding her hand and like rubbing her finger. It just seemed like he did show empathy for what she was going through, and it looked serious. And once the medics got there, he backed off and he had his hands above his head. He just looked really concerned. And they placed her in an ambulance, and he followed in hot pursuit behind the speeding ambulance, which, I mean, he did care. I mean, it was awful. I don't know if he knew basically if it was just, it hit a vein, or I don't know why the blood was gushing out like that, but it did not look well. Once again, Emily seemed calm and like a real trooper, leaning back on the stretcher looking like that. Oh, poor Emily. So I guess we'll find out what really happened. I haven't really seen the after party this year at all. I think I watched maybe the first or second episode, but I've seen little clips, and so she appears on there, so she seems okay. But that was it. That's it for now. I don't know if Brennan's gonna get closer to Emily after this accident. That would be interesting to see if his heart is moved in any way, seeing her in that shape and feeling sorry for her, actually feeling for her in some way, in a positive way. And we'll see Chloe and Michael get to the retreat and meet everybody and spend time with everybody. But that was pretty much it for now. So please like the video if you wouldn't mind, and subscribe to the channel because I would really appreciate it. And I thank you in advance. Check out my channel to see other TV and movie reviews, food reviews, and hotel room tours. There's a lot on there, so check that out. But I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.